Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It is the 5th of May today, so it's time for the next Fancy Fold card challenge. Now, this is an open collab. It's hosted by lovely Monika Weclewska, and you will find her and all the other ladies who are joining in with this challenge linked in the description box below. So there is Monika Weclewska, there is Monika, who is the Qulling Lady, Katarina, who is Create with Katarina, and Christine from Christine's Cards and Things. And you'll find all their channels linked below. If you are not familiar with any of them, I thoroughly recommend them. They are very good crafters, very creative, and just lovely people. And definitely some of the most kind of soothing and relaxing craft to listen to, I think. So this month we are doing squash cards, which I don't think I've ever done before. So I have had a bit of a play because it was a new one to me, and I've created 3 different versions, and I thought I would show you them and then give you a wee demonstration on how you put these together, because they are really simple. Sometimes the fancy folds take a little bit of getting your head round. So like, I think last month we did the waterfall. And then one of the other ones we did with a little pop-up sort of slider. And those took a wee bit more getting my head round. These ones made perfect sense to me. Might just be a me thing. So I'm going to show you this one first. So it looks quite chunky. Probably should make a wee belly band for it, but I haven't done that yet. And it's probably going to need a little kind of, maybe a little box card would be good. So this one I made was a thank you card, and you'll see the squash bit is, it opens up, squashes back down again. So there's lots of surfaces that you can use. And this one I used 2 different colours of card for the base. You probably see it better on the back. I used a kind of peachy one and a pink, and I put pattern paper in some of, but not all of, the triangles and squares. I added a blank piece in the middle with just a little "You are wonderful," so that you could write a message on there as well. So that is a 2 square squash card, and these squares were, I think, 8 inches. Where's my ruler? Here it is. Yes, so I started with 2 squares of 8-inch, 2 8-inch squares of card. Oh, it's got polluted. So there you go, and it folds back down again. This one I used 3 squares. They were 6 by 6 inches. And so it is, starts off as much smaller, but when you open it up, it's got the 3rd square to it. And for this one, I filled in all of the shapes. I used different pattern papers and left one with white so you could write a wee message. Look. So there you go. So it's a bit chunkier, but it's smaller. And then this one I made with just one of the squash squares, and I popped it inside a little card blank, so it opens up like this. And this made me think a bit of the pop-up cards that I don't think I joined in with this one because I can't quite get my head around it. But they definitely, Monika and the girls did them last year before I joined in. So I just decorated the front, and then when you open it up, ta-da, you've got one of the squash squares. And again, I've left one of the squares inside. I've just stamped a message, but there's plenty of space for you to write your own message. So I will say the papers I used for this were There's not much of them left to show you, but they came with the most recent Stamping and Papercraft magazine. Simple Papercraft. Oh God, what is it even called? Simply Cards and Papercraft. This one. It came with this one, and it was a pack of papers and some stamps, and I think maybe a stencil. And I used the papers for another card earlier in the week, and I thought, they're really pretty. I'm just going to keep going with those papers. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to lower you down to the desk so you can see that view, and I'll show you how to create the squash square, what the kind of measurements are. As I say, dead easy. Brilliant. So I'm going to pause you. Okay, so I'll do the basic kind of mechanism here. So if I was going to make this one, so this was, I started with 3 identical squares. Hang on a minute. Oh, it's my husband just home from the shop. So I've got 3 identical squares, and these all measure 6 inches by 6 inches. Now, you could do this on a scoreboard, but I've actually just folded them myself. So you're going to fold each square 3 times. You're going to fold it in quarters, so fold it in half. I'm just using my bone folder to get a nice crisp line. And then in quarters. Get it nice and level there. So you've got it in quarters, and then 1 diagonal. So take 1 corner across. And you want to make this nice and accurate because it just helps the card fold together nicely. So I think that's alright. So there we go. So go on like that. Let's repeat what we've done. So maybe I'll do the diagonal bit first. As I say, if you want to use your scoreboard, then that is absolutely fine. Okay, so that way. And then that way. So you can make them any size you want. This one was 8-inch squares. These are 6-inch squares. You could do like a really massive one with 12-inch squares. I think a 12-inch square one for like a little kind of journal would be beautiful. Put together a few of those, add some sort of tie, fastening to it, and do like put some photos inside, would look brilliant. You could do that. I might have a go at that. I did think about it, but I don't have that many photographs printed off, so I need to get some printed, and then I might make one of those during the month. So to make this one, this is what I started with. 3 squares, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you want your diagonal line, the first one and the last one to be the same, so I'm going to go for a mountain fold there, and then this way with the valley. Okay, and so I'm going to stick one of the squares on either side of the middle one. So this square here, like so. So line it up. You don't want to go over that fold line. And then this one. Now, because your mats, your squares that you're going to be filling here are 3 by 3 inches. So the mats that I used were 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I just, like, this is a mat that I used, a spare one, so that will fit in there. And then what I did was I just took a pencil and drew down the line and cut it out with my scissors to create the layers for the triangles. So let's see, it's going to go in like that. Okay, is this right? So now it opens up like this, and before you start decorating it, you probably want to kind of score over all the sides of it. Get your fold lines nice and sharp, and practice the, you know, like sort of train the fold to work. So there you go. That is the 3 squares of 6 by 6. If you're doing the 8 by 8, this one, I just took 2 squares and I scored it, well, folded it in half. So these are 4 by 4 squares, and again, 1 diagonal. I just layered it up in the middle. You can see, easy peasy. And for this one, I took a 6 by 6. So let me just fold it in half. Do one of the diagonals. Oh. And then fold it across. It's exactly the same. The same folds. Just make sure all the folds are nice and sharp. This way. And then train it like that. So you've got your, that's going to be your centerpiece. Now what I did was I just measured it once I'd created that. So it's about 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I created a base with an 8 1/2 by 4 1/4 piece of plain card, and folded that down the middle. Now you want to do all your decorating before you put it together. So I decorated all the inside of mine. So you'll see here I've used patterned papers, 2 triangles on either side. I did a square here. I used a stamp and coloured it in and added a little doodly edge, and then a plain one with a stamped message in the doodly edge. And then on the front I did a matte layer and added this, which had fussy cut out from the same papers with a little happy birthday. So once I'd done all that, I decorated the inside. I just added some more of the pattern papers, and then all you have to do to put it together is put some glue on both of these sides, line it up with one of the sides like so, close it over and just press it really hard. So you've got this bit glued up here and this bit glued down there, and it just opens up. It's a really nice little pop-up. I think the work would work brilliantly with stamped, with more stamped images on there. And in the front you could definitely put die cuts, but I think inside, if you had a lot of die cuts, it would just maybe get a bit too thick for the squash mechanism. And again, I think probably it would look nice with a belly band. So I hope that all made sense. Do you have a favourite of the styles of cards? Do you like the smaller one with the three squares, or the larger one with just the 2 squares, or this one which is just like a little internal squash kind of pop-up? I think this one is my favourite, but I look forward to seeing what you think. And I should say, if you want to join in with this, you are really welcome. We love to see what you create, so you can make a video and share the hashtag, or if you're on Facebook and you don't want to make a video, we have a Facebook group, so you'll find that linked in the description box below, and you can just join that and then share photographs of your fancy fold cards. So if you want to have a go with these squash cards, we'd love to see your photographs there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I hope that you are you've found a bit of time for crafting this weekend, and I will be back very soon with another video. Take care now. Bye.